spam. What can and can't you do? Now, I'm not talking about spam as in the ham that the Americans like. I'm talking about spam as in unsolicited emails. The bottom line in Australia is that you do need to have permission to send somebody an email. So if the best way to do it is to get their express permission. And so if you do work for them, let them know that you have a newsletter and ask them whether they are happy for you to send out your newsletter. What's the situation if somebody gives you their business card at a networking function? Well, that tends to indicate that they would be happy to hear from you. So that would be one that wouldn't be too problematic if you if you put them on your newsletter list. There has to be some kind of connection between you and them. So what you cannot do is you cannot go and scour the internet for every email address that's out there and just add them onto your list. And so I will often get spam for lawyers. So there might be a new marketing company that is now helping lawyers to market their businesses. And then they go onto the Queensland Law Society site and they take all of the lawyers' email addresses and they email all of those lawyers. Now, just because we have our email address online doesn't mean we've given permission. So when I get that, I always send them a free copy of the spam chapter in my book, telling them that what they've done is illegal. And why do we care? Well, one company in Sydney got fined, this was a few years ago now, they got fined $22 million for spamming people. So it's really serious. So always make sure that you have people's permission to send them your emails. I'm not talking about transactional. So if you're working with them, you're their business coach, obviously you're allowed to email them. I'm talking about general emails like a newsletter or notification if you're going to be in their city and running a seminar. That kind of thing you do need permission for. It can be express permission where they tick the box. If you've got a freebie on your website and they have to put their email address in, it would be safe for you to put in there and say, I give consent to receiving further emails from you, so that the person knows that when they tick the box and they sign up, they will be getting future emails from you. What actually often catches people out is what is the situation on social media. If you put things up in your group and people belong to your group, that's fine. You can post things and people can see your events. What falls foul of the Australian anti-spam law, and New Zealand is very similar, is it's quite common for people to friend each other in a business relationship. So I don't personally know everybody that I'm Facebook friends with. I've got over 1,000 Facebook friends, closing on 1,500 now. A lot of those people will have seen me and sent me friend requests, and I don't know them personally. If they friend me and I accept, that does not mean I accept being spammed by them. I certainly accept personal messages. I accept the risk that they might message me. They might want to tell me about what they're doing. But if they're spamming me, like sending the message that says, buy my stuff, or I've got a national tour coming up, come to my workshop, that is spam. So pretty much if I receive a message that's in a bulk form, so they're sending it to the entire database, that is, I have not agreed to that by accepting the friend request. If they've sent me a personal direct message, that I have agreed to by accepting their friend request. So when you send out messages on social media, be very careful. Don't bulk message people about your events and your offerings. Firstly, it just gets up people's noses. I mean, I don't know a single person who is going to buy from a person who sends out a bulk message. Hello, all my friends, I've got a workshop on. I don't know a single person who will find that attractive. and sign up because of that. So it's just tactically a bad business move, I think. But secondly, it is illegal. It falls foul of the anti-spam laws. So you don't want to risk a fine in the millions. So don't use personal messages for bulk mail-outs unless the person has said, I'm happy to receive this, and most people are not. So you need to make sure you've got permission, understand that it extends to social media, and also when you need to have some way of easily unsubscribing them. And so any of the mailing software like MailChimp or ActiveCampaign or Entreport, they automatically build in a thing that says unsubscribe, and it has to be easy to unsubscribe. And once somebody unsubscribes, you have to keep them off your list for at least 30 days. Don't put them back on your list unless they specifically agree. Now, I use ActiveCampaign, and what that lets me do is I can actually, for each person that I add onto a list, I can say why they're on the list. And so for some people, it might say, you gave me your business card at a networking function. Other people, it might say, you came to my workshop. Other people, it might say, you made an inquiry about my services. Here is some extra information that you might find useful. So that is helpful, just to not get up people's noses. But if you get queried as to why you've added somebody, you do need to know, how did you find that person? How did that person particularly get onto your list? And so that's the spam law, really is treating people how you would like to be treated. Now, you do need to understand that overseas, some overseas countries, and I know Europe has currently got it now, where they require a double opt-in. So that is where if you've got a free lead magnet on your website and somebody puts in the email address and they get the free lead magnet, you email them and say, if you want to be added to my list, click this link and then you'll be added. So not only did they sign up on your website, you emailed them to confirm, and then they had to click the link to be added. That double opt-in is not required as of 2018 in Australia or New Zealand, and we don't see that changing anytime soon, but it is required for some overseas countries and especially for Europe. So I know a lot of Australian businesses who deal with overseas are just creating double opt-ins where they're getting everybody to specifically confirm that they want to be on that list, either confirming with everybody already on the list or confirming with all new people in a double opt-in fashion. So that's all there is to the spam laws. So it is important because big fines could apply, but if you use one of the softwares like ActiveCampaign, you can comply with it quite easily, provided you're not using people's emails without their permission. And remember, spam laws also extend to social media. Good luck with not falling foul of the Spam Act. My name is Cathryn Warburton, and I am the Legal Lioness.